Sorry I am a couple days late with this video. My mom and I went away for a few days and I was not able to get a ton of knitting done during those days, but I also was not able to film or upload a video, so I'm doing this video a couple days late, but that's okay because I feel like I have more to show you guys. So let's get started. The first one I want to talk about is the pair of socks that I started. I am so excited about this, and I got to use my little cat bag that my parents got me. It's so cute. I just love it. It has little black cats on it. And these are kind of my, I'm calling them my spooky socks because they're kind of a moody purpley gray charcoal color, and this is by Sorella and it's in the shade The Tortured Makers department. So it's off of Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets department. It was their Taylor Swift box that they did a couple months ago. And to me, it kind of screamed fall and kind of Halloween type vibes because it's just very moody. And so I started them, and I have to say I am in love with them. I only have the toe done and I barely started the foot, but I just think they're so cute and I'm just in love with them. I just think it's adorable and I am so excited to be working on these. And I am just making a plain old vanilla type sock. I'm not doing anything fancy with it. I might make these a little bit longer than I've made my past couple pairs, just because I think since they're kind of more fall socks, I think them being a little bit longer might be kind of nice to wear, and I could also maybe wear them with some boots and things like that. But I am just so excited. I mean, come on. It just looks like October in my mind, so I am super excited about these. I really wanted to cast on the toe and get the toe done before I went on my little trip with my mom, and I was able to work on it a little bit in the hotel, but not too much. So I definitely need to work on them a little bit more, but I'm super excited. And this is the pair of socks I'm hoping to finish this month, but I don't know, because I'm also working on a ton of other projects. As you guys know, that's like the way of the knitter and crocheter, is literally you have one project you want to finish, but you also have a ton of other projects that you also want to work on. So these are just kind of there, but I'm super excited and I am looking forward to making them. I think they're gonna be so cute. So I guess I'll show you guys the thing I was actually working on earlier today, which is Lily's blanket. And I actually was able to cake up the rest of the yarn for her blanket. So I actually started one of the new skeins, which, I mean, look how colorful this skein is compared to this skein. I mean, the difference. This definitely, I can tell, crocheting with it, it definitely had a lot more color in it. So I decided to just incorporate it now because these are the other two, the rest of the two cakes I have. So I don't have a lot of the other two cakes, but I thought maybe I'll start incorporating the newer ones just in case that they're a little bit off, and then kind of going in between the new ones and these, just to kind of help it maybe have a smoother transition. I just pulled out a couple stitches because I forgot to pull up a bigger loop. But I did finish up 5 rows, so here's my little stitch marker to mark my place. So I did finish this, and I did finish this row, but like I said, I just ripped out a couple of the stitches. So it's beginning to get wider, which is definitely encouraging. So I'm literally making this blanket until I run out of yarn. That's how I'm doing it. I'm not working to a certain length. Literally once I run out of yarn is whenever I'm just finished with the blanket. So that's kind of how I'm rolling with it, and I definitely do like it. It's very colorful and very different. I did notice with the skein I was working with, this one, the past 2 rows, it definitely would line up, like the colors would line up perfectly, and then like the lighter portion would line up. So there's a little bit of color pooling, but that's okay. It's kind of meant to color pool at this point because, and since I am rotating between a couple different skeins, it's not a huge notice. I think it just kind of is color pooling on its own, which is fine. It's a blanket for a dog, so I'm not too upset about it. But the funny thing is Lily, our dog, she loves the feel of crochet blankets. It's kind of funny because my sister has this old blanket that she made and she's put it in Lily's crate, and Lily loves it. Like, she'll lay on it, she loves it. She loves either crochet blankets or super soft fuzzy blankets are like her two favorite blankets. And so I'm hoping she'll like this one, especially since it's a little bit thinner. Something might be good for her because she likes to cuddle up with blankets, but yet, you know, she gets hot, and so she's constantly moving from her bed to like the tile. So hopefully this will maybe help her in the summer and not be as hot, but she can still lay her head on a blanket. She's very particular. I feel like most dogs are, actually. But yes, so I'm excited that I've gotten somewhat far on it, and I'm actually working on it. So I've kind of made it a priority for me to be working on this somewhat more than I was before, which I wasn't working on it at all. The other thing I worked on, which I do on my Friday evenings, is I worked on my Ava cardigan by Petite Knit. And oh, I was like, what is that? They're little scissors. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get very far on this, and I actually forgot to get out my little progress little markers, so you can't really see how far I got, but I think I'm gonna get them out tonight so I can start marking, so I can actually see like how far I'm getting from week to week. I believe I only did maybe 2 to 3 rows. They're starting to get really long, you know, because we're increasing for the yoke and the sleeves and everything, so it's definitely getting it's taking a lot more time for me to get through a row, because there's, I believe, probably around over 200 stitches at this point, probably close to 250-ish. So quite a bit of stitches, so it definitely takes me a while to get through a row. But like I said, I think I'm going to get out my little stitch progress marker and mark the back of it, so then I can kind of see how far I'm getting from week to week. But tonight I think I'm actually going to watch Hocus Pocus tonight, which is, it used to not be one of my favorite Halloween movies, but it kind of is now because it's just so cheesy, and I love it because I didn't watch it growing up as a kid. I actually watched it, I believe it was only like 5-ish, 6-ish years ago I watched it for the first time, and I was like, what is this movie and why is this such like a classic? But then the more I watch it every year, the more I just laugh because it's such a funny classic film. So I'm probably gonna watch Hocus Pocus tonight because that's one of the movies I watch every year in October, and I will usually drink one of the poppy sodas, and I just enjoy my time knitting and just kind of having a fun fall night of just relaxing and enjoying the end of the week. So I need to remind myself though to get my little progress little stitch marker and mark this so I can actually see how much I'm getting done in an evening instead of just guesstimating. So sorry, I don't really have a lot to show you with this, but again, I just have to say, because I say it every time I get this project out, I really love the color. It's so pretty, and I'm looking forward to wearing this. It's going to be such a comfortable warm cardigan, and I just cannot wait. So I finally decided to work on my sideways sweater, which has just been a little bit difficult for me to work on just because I'm not very motivated to work on it. But I believe I forgot to get out my little progress stitch markers to be able to show you guys how many rows I got done. I believe I got around, I think it was around like 14-ish rows or so, maybe more than that. I think 14 would kind of be like the least amount of rows, but this is kind of where we're at with it. I don't think I have that much left. I think I have about probably around 15 rows left before I'm done with this front or back, whatever I make it. And then I'm going to start the sleeve. I think once I cast on the sleeve, I might sew the front and the back together, at least the shoulder part, so I can start on the neck portion, because I think that I can kind of start working on that, which I think will make it a little bit easier whenever I start sewing the sleeves and everything together. At least like that portion's already done, because I will have to also do the bottom border the bottom edging also. So I think I might do that just to kind of help me feel like I'm getting somewhere with the sweater, and then I don't have to do it all at the end. And I hate sewing up sweaters more than anything. I hate that part, and I hate doing the edging. Those two things I just do not like. That, okay, sewing up a sweater, weaving the ends, and doing edging, those things I hate. It's like the finishing parts of a sweater I hate. I love making the sweater, I hate the finishing portion of it. So I think I might do that because I do think that will help me whenever I am done with it. It'll actually encourage me to like sew up the sleeves and things like that. So I think I'm gonna do that. I definitely have messed up on this sweater multiple times. I think I'll be able to finagle it a little bit. We're gonna see if I'm gonna be able to finagle it. I'm hoping, but I've definitely messed up a couple times, which is a little bit upsetting because I spent so much time on this sweater, but I worked so fast and I've ended up slipping some stitches on accident because I think I've just not been paying attention, and I've been off in my own little world watching TV. And with changing colors every single row, you can tell if you slip a stitch because it does not look right, because you have two of the same color touching, and you shouldn't. You should have a color in between. So I'm thinking about maybe seeing if I can somehow do like the duplicate stitch and going through and like adding the color in between, and at least I feel like if there's even just a little bit of a stitch, it'll like break it up and make it not look as bad. So we'll see what we're gonna do. I think it's fixable. It's just gonna take a lot of work to be able to get it fixed, but that's okay. So like I said, I think I have about 15 rows left. I'm hoping in my next video that I filmed for you guys, I am like, yay guys, look, I'm done, and hopefully I have like the shoulders sewn up, and maybe I'm working on the neck, I don't know, along with starting the actual sleeve. Something I'm hoping more than just saying, oh, I finished the front and I haven't started anything else. I'm hoping to be able to tell you guys a little bit more than that, but I'm hoping to at least get this, wrapping this up a little bit, because I'd really like to start working on a different sweater. Don't know what sweater yet, but it'd be kind of cool to work on something a little bit different. But yeah, so I have worked on this a little bit, and hopefully next week, like I said, there will be a portion of it finished somehow. I think it's possible. I definitely think I'll be able to. So that is it for today's video. I know I don't actually have any yarn to show you guys because I know the past few videos I've had yarn hauls. I have not ordered any new yarn. Kind of like I talked in my last video, I feel like I'm pretty good right now with my yarn. I don't really, even when like scrolling Instagram and things like that, I'm just like, I mean, they're pretty, but I don't really see anything that I'm like, oh my goodness, I absolutely need that yarn. I'm just kind of very happy with what I have right now, and I'm sure I will, in like a month, I'll be like, oh guys, I need new yarn. But right now I just really want to focus on using what I have and kind of enjoying what I have, and not be so focused on buying the next new yarn that comes out. So I'm really trying to work on that. It's really hard because, especially when you're surrounded by all this pretty yarn coming out and everything, it's really hard. So I'm trying though to practice this and be a little bit more mindful in what I'm buying with my yarn. But yeah, so that is it for today's video. Sorry it wasn't very long. I didn't really have too much to show you guys, but hopefully my next video I'll have a lot more to show you. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!